Every week, people send me their business offer and ask me to rip it apart. And the mad thing is that nearly every single one has like the similar problems with it. And that's not because people are daft or they don't know what they're doing, but it's because nobody has actually ever showed them what a strong offer looks like. So today, I'm going to give you the exact scorecard that I use to run every offer through. You can grab it free in a second, and then I'll tear down the ones so you can watch it work. Or alternatively, you can jump into our community and I'll do an offer review for you that's in depth, give you a suggested rewrite, and then something you can take away and implement straight away. So who this is for? So essentially, it's for coaches, consultants, or agency owners. Are essentially if you have a done for you offer or a service base, this will work as well. And the difference between kind of an offer that doesn't work or works really well isn't really the price or the market. It's kind of three or four specific things. And once you see them, you're like, oh, this feels kind of obvious, but until you see it, you don't know what you don't know. So, in terms of the scorecard and the offer itself, so how I will score an offer is firstly, as you can see here, I'll show on the page now the offer scorecard is the market itself. So, before anything else, are you actually trying to sell this to the right people? So, do they have a real pain? Can they pay you? Can you reach them? And is the market growing? Because you can have the best offer in the world, but if you're selling it to people who don't have a problem or can't pay, you're just wasting your time. The second piece, as you'll see here, is the offer or the value equation. So, is the result that they're buying big? Is it a specific outcome for them? Do they actually believe that you can deliver it for them? How fast do they actually see that result? And how much effort does it cost them? And if you can maximize the good, minimize the bad, that's only going to help you sell that as well. And third, the structure. So, is the promise irresistible? Is there a real guarantee that's going to remove that risk for them? Is there a reason for them to act now? Is there urgency or scarcity? And these bits will help you turn sort of like, oh, I'm not sure into a yes. So I put all of that onto the one-page scorecard, as you can see here on my screen. We click into this now and you have everything there. And again, you can have the rewrite and also what you need to do in the next 48 hours. Again, in the community, I go through these every week. So if you don't really want to do this yourself or you're not sure, I can take care of it for you and give you some actionable feedback. So after tearing down quite a lot of these, the same problems that I tend to see that keep coming up are quite common, they're quite frequent, and they tend to be along the same sort of lines. So the first one, and this is the most common by a mile, is people are focused on selling the actual mechanism or the process, not the result. So they'll say, what I do is, let me give you an example. For example, if you were a agency that was doing cold email outreach, it's, oh, we'll set up the mailboxes, we'll configure the DNS settings, we'll warm the domains. But that isn't what the client is hiring you for. That isn't what they're paying for. What they want is the outcome. They want the meetings booked. They want the new clients. So that's where I see a lot of people doing it. And again, the other week, I reviewed a lead gen offer that was selling appointments to contractors, but the contractor doesn't want appointments. They want booked jobs and they want the money in the bank from that. So all you need to do really is just go from there to there, and you're essentially doing the exact same work, but it's just the offer that's presented differently, which has more value to the person that you're selling it to. So if you're selling what you do instead of money or time or the status it would give to people, you're actually leaving like a fair bit of money on the table. The second piece is a lot of people actually bury their best line in the offer itself. So I've just actually done a review on an offer which is arguably one of the strongest risk reversal guarantees I've ever seen, which was you pay me nothing unless your deal closes. And they'd hidden it at the bottom under a load of things around like honest feedback and stuff like that, which again, no one particularly cares about. Like they want to know like what is going to remove the risk from you actually taking this chance. So whatever is the strongest thing you can do to reverse the risk, implement that, put that into your offer, put it front and center and lead with that. Because as soon as people feel, like there's I'm not going to like potentially losing loads of money here or XYZ, it's just going to relax people quite a lot and give you chance to actually talk through more details and more around stuff like the process and that kind of stuff. But save all the process talk until you're actually on the call with them. And number three is people will use testimonials or proof that doesn't match the outcome. So a fitness offer that I looked at was selling skinny fat men getting abs, but the only testimonial was about a guy who had gained 10 kilograms and kept his abs, sorry, but if you're selling how to get skinny fat men visible abs, what has gaining 10 kg got to do with that? So again, just making sure that when you're actually using proof to back up what you're saying, make sure it is the outcome that you're promising to people too. And then number four, just underpricing. So people are charging on like the work it takes them to do it or the time it takes, but that isn't, again, what it's worth to the customer. What it's worth to the customer is the actual outcome. So, for example, going back to the appointment setting example, the lady running that offer, she was charging $350 per booked appointment, but the jobs, if the client booked them off the back of those appointments, were worth, I think I want to say $150,000 per job. So you can see there the disparity between the value delivered and the cost for the work that she is doing. And I'm not saying she should be charging 10,000 per appointment, but you could definitely be getting upwards of 1,000, 2,000, just because of the ROI for the client. And that's again comes back to you should be focusing on the outcome delivered, not the mechanism to get them there. You don't want the client to think, oh, it takes them 3 seconds to do this. They don't need to know anything really about that. More just focus on the outcome. So then, yeah, as always, price on value and not on the costs. And in terms of this, they aren't particularly hard to fix. I've done hundreds of these now, quite a lot of these reviews. So you just have to be able to see what's gone wrong, what goes right, what exactly you should be looking for. And yeah, what I want you to do is grab the scorecard. It's free inside the community. I'll put a link in the description for you to jump in. If you just want to jump in and take that and go, that's absolutely fine. Or if you want to just write a post saying, here's my offer, would you review it? More than happy to do that. Can give you some actionable feedback you can then implement as well. I'll put together a sort of teller recording for you so you can keep that. You can download it. You can go back to it. And then if you have any further questions or you even want to hop on like a free call to go through it, happy to do that as well. And then yeah, in terms of just offers in general, just first of all, just fix your offer, focusing on the outcomes, lead with your guarantee, and make sure you can remove as much friction for people as possible. But like I said, scorecards in the community, hope to see you in there. We're also running a community competition in the next couple of days called the Send Games, where you can win cash prizes for the most meetings booked. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, or you just want some help around building your offer, winning clients, generating revenue, yeah, be good to see you in there.